Andrew Luck retired from the NFL with, to be completely honest with you, minor injuries. It has come to my knowledge that his father is the commissioner of the XFL. I believe Andrew Luck will be playing in the XFL. I found it very strange that Andrew would just quit football at his age. Look, he made a ton of money. He was a good quarterback by all intents and purposes, but I'm a little shocked that no one's put two and two together here. His dad is going to be the commissioner of the XFL. His son just quit his job in the NFL for pretty much an unknown reason. It's not like he broke his back or anything. Andrew Luck will be playing in the XFL, and it's a major, I believe, coup that the XFL is pulling off. So, their season starts what 2020 and next year. I believe he'll be playing quarterback on the team. I believe this is actually a serious move, and unlike the previous run of the XFL, to where they really couldn't compete with the NFL. But I mean, you start off your league, you have Andrew Luck as your premier, like the Tom Brady of your league. You start paying college students a bunch of money right out of college. Because right now, the NFL has the rookie wage scale. So for the first 3 years of a drafted player's NFL career, I think the most you can make is like $300,000. Whereas before, they would get huge contracts out of college. I believe this all changed with Jamarcus Russell and the players, very stupidly in my opinion, supported the rookie wage scale. I think that's kind of dumb, but the players supported that. But if the XFL can start paying people out of college, like the Clemson quarterback or wide receivers and other people, $10 million to go join the XFL, I believe they'll go join the XFL. Why would I, if I'm about to be drafted, why would I join the NFL where for 3 years I'm going to make 300,000, but this football league's offering me 10 million right off rip? It is a brilliant move. You know, I'm of the personal belief that the XFL will fail again. That's before I knew Oliver Luck was the commissioner, and then Andrew Luck just out of nowhere retired from the NFL. You don't think he's gonna go end up in the league his dad is the commissioner of? Obviously, he's going to do that. Look, I think he's his dad obviously said, "Look, son, you can just be a guy in the NFL, or you can be the greatest XFL quarterback ever. We're really going to make it with this league." That's just my personal belief. But you can't convince me that the guy who just retired from the Colts for no reason, and his dad just so happens to be the commissioner of the new upstart football league, that guy is not going to be playing in that league. So the Colts have already moved on. They got Jacoby Brissett. They paid him. They signed him to a contract. So the Andrew Luck door is shut. He will be in the XFL. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's my little theory on it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Andrew Luck? Because I first learned about this on I did a live stream last night, and I that's where I first learned this, and I'm wondering why no other like there's sports like ESPN, Fox Sports, and just like people who do YouTube channel about sports. I'm like, how come no one's brought up the fact that we've been talking about how weird it is Andrew Luck just quit the NFL? No one's brought up the fact that his dad was just named commissioner of the XFL. Like, obviously, he's going to go play there. I don't know, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But, I mean, it would be an amazing move. It would be a Vince McMahon move. You have to remember, this man comes from a business where he takes stars from other wrestling companies to go work in his. That Vince McMahon is probably hired Oliver to be the commissioner, and he's like, "Look, you know, we did get Hulk Hogan, We took this guy from WCW to WWF at the time, now WWE. Why don't you got a son? Why don't we get your son into the XFL? I think, honestly, if that's what happens, it is a brilliant move. I mean, I'm not the biggest Andrew Luck fan, but he is a good quarterback, and he would bring huge name recognition. You get him, you start signing some guys like Vince Young, maybe get Michael Vick out of retirement. You do it differently because the XFL was a complete and utter failure the first time because they just got people, like, they just got the practice squads of NFL teams. They didn't really go after any legends at the time, guys who were retired and out of the league but still in play. They could still play the game. They weren't offering people out of college huge sums of money. So I still do believe the XFL is going to fail. But you get Andrew Luck. You get like a Vince Young. You get a Donovan McNabb. You get a Michael Vick. And you pay these guys huge money. It's one of those, it's that one situation where you got to spend money to make money. You don't compete. You only play in the summertime, which I think they are doing. And you start paying people right out of college a boatload of money. You could. Like, the dream for the XFL right now, and I don't know if he would do it. You start off your league next year, and you got Andrew Luck and Colin Kaepernick. Look, I'm not a fan of Colin Kaepernick, football wise, or his little protest there. But you start off with Andrew Luck and Colin Kaepernick. Oh, you're gonna have some people watching. That's just the reality of the situation. So Oliver Luck, I'm pretty sure his son, who just retired from the Colts, I'm pretty sure Oliver Luck is in his son's ear, like, hey, I'm doing this XFL thing. Oh, you ever want to come, play with us? We'll throw you some money. You can be a legend over here. Look, I didn't know he was the commissioner, but. And they got Archie Manning. Now, Johnny Manziel. These are probably people I'm saying who should end up there. Like Johnny Manziel, the XFL should get him. It just all depends how much money is going to be put into this XFL thing. And if Vince McMahon can learn from the mistakes made last time. Like I said, no more practice players. You got to just throw a bunch of money at people. So I find it very interesting. Oliver Luck is going to be the commissioner. Of course, Andrew Luck would join the XFL if his dad's the commissioner. I'm wondering why no other person has put this together. I'm guaranteeing that's what's going to happen. By the way, I'm not saying, oh, this should happen. There was no. If you look at it on the surface, this has never happened in the NFL, where someone in Andrew Luck's position just quits his job, and his dad just so happened to have just been named the commissioner of a new competing league. That doesn't happen. That happens because obviously Andrew Luck will be in the XFL. And you can't convince me of otherwise. So, look, the rule changes. The league proposed using a wider 1 yard neutral zone used by the. So they're going to be using some Canadian football things. They'll allow for forward motion in the backfield. They're going to get rid of halftime. Unlike the NFL, which only allows one player on each team to use a headset to communicate with coaches, the XFL may allow all players on the fields to use headsets. Now, how does that work? Like, they're not allowed to be on during the play, but just before. I would stick with the NFL. Just to have the quarterback do that. Would it require offensive linemen, including the snapper, to not put their hand on the ground, outlawing the 3-point stance? Yeah, I don't know about that. See, like I don't like these little rule changes, but in June 2019, Luck stated that the league would likely use the amateur football and CFL standard of the foot in bounds for a complete forward pass. So you won't have to have 2 feet down. So it'd be like college. That would make for more spectacular catches. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But I think Andrew Luck is definitely going to end up in the XFL with his dad as the commissioner.